It's Easter, it's Fairyhouse, the sun is shining, it's the Irish Grand National meeting, and the big race worth a whopping €500,000. That, of course, is tomorrow's business, but our build-up begins today, and we've a fabulous programme to whet the appetite. You're all very welcome. Easter and Fairyhouse are synonymous. 3 days of frantic competition.
The more I look at it, the more I believe that it's a pure art and not science. Because there is no definition, there's no equation that says if you do X, Y, and Z, you will get that result. There's none. It's an art.
Albu following David Mullins, winning for Willie Mullins, his first win in this race.
The most valuable jumps race in our calendar, the Boyle Sports Irish Grand National. What a race, what a Grand National. What about this for a finish? Was it general principle?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it was. Told you at the top of the programme, the Handicap, the National, it's anyone's race. Well, that's the general principle. I like Total Recall.
So do I.
Oh, scenes from last year, a very different last year, but you're all hugely welcome. 3 days on television here at Fairyhouse. The big one, of course, tomorrow. We've got the Ryanair today. Jane Mankin, Katie Walsh and Ted Walsh with us. Big week ahead of us. Jane, what does it mean this week? I mean, it's a huge pot tomorrow.
It's a very special race, the Irish Grand National, I suppose. Look, it's the richest chase run in Ireland, and that says everything about it. We have 2 Grade 1s today to kick us off in great style, and just the whole atmosphere here in Fairyhouse couldn't be better.
Katie, you know what it takes.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough, rode the race a couple of times actually, and I was lucky enough to win it on Thunder and Roses a couple of years ago. But it's funny the way the weather changes and Easter changes being later. The ground is a big different story to the shots we just saw last year, and I must say that we've been out on it, and the ground is absolutely gorgeous. It's in fantastic nick.
And at 3:10, now your eyes are going to be on call, because that's a race we're actually covering. You will be looking at Ross's horse, Call It Magic.
Yeah, I know. Listen, he goes there. He was unlucky in the top of an entry a couple of weeks ago, and he seems in good form. And you know, we're coming to the end of it now, and it seems like the right thing to do.
It went really
Time
well,
will tell.
Ted, you saddled the Thav at the moment in the big one.
Yeah.
And again, it's a race you've won before. What sort of a chance? When did the Irish National come into mind for you?
I say when you died down a few days after Cheltenham, it was the obvious place to go. 3.5 miles, he went up 7 pounds. He's not still up to the top novices here, the likes of Delta working them. So it was the obvious place to go. Novices have a good old record here. He's plenty of experience. He's a last season's novice. He's in with his shout. He's gone up 7 pounds. He was good in the Kim Muir. I wouldn't say it was the strongest race. Got a great ride off of Derrick. Everything worked out well for him. He was jumped well, travelled well and won well. He's entitled to take his chance, but he has it all to do.
And Ted, interestingly, you have his brother in our next race. You want to go off and do things with him, I know. Just what about him? Is he like any
Same colour.
Same colour, that's about it, is it?
That's about it at this stage. Hopefully he'll improve a bit. Won a chase the last day. He's an each way chance here. It's the middle of the road sort of a race. He'll pay his way and he'll win races. He's on the improve. Hopefully he'll run a big race today.
Well, we might get away with you before that race anyway, our first race. But here's Tracy.
Yes, we really have a bumper few days of racing here at the Fairyhouse Easter Festival, and of course today is no exception. There's going to be absolutely huge crowds, a wonderful atmosphere. Here's what we've got for you for day one. So we start shortly at 2:20 with the YR Source Novice Handicap Hurdle over 2 miles and 4 furlongs. Then at 2:50 it's the Grade 1, it's the Irish Stallion Palms EBF Mares Novice Hurdle Championship Final, also over 2.5 miles. Then it's over to Cork for the 3:10, the Betterweight Steeplechase. It's a Grade 3 and that's over 3 miles. Then back here to Fairyhouse at 3:20 for the Laura at Hayes Stud Rated Novel Steeplechase over 2 miles 5 furlongs. Then at 3:50 it's the Boyle Sports Novice Handicap Steeplechase just over 2 miles. And then finally at 4:25 the big one, the Grade 1 Ryanair Gold Cup Novice Steeplechase over 2.5 miles. Few non-runners, as you can see there, a couple in the 2:20. Annie Mack very sadly out of the 2:50. And then at 5 o'clock, Sunset West doesn't go. Well, in my 31 years of doing RTE television, I do not remember ever having such a beautiful day here at Fairyhouse. It's absolutely gorgeous, so warm. Brendan Sheridan joins me now, clerk of the course. Brendan, that isn't always a good thing, though, for you, is it? How has it been?
No, it's not. A lovely day like today doesn't suit us, but look, it's great that we have it. Look, Tracy, the ground is good to yielding. last week we applied 40 mils of water. Then last Sunday, Monday, we had another 30 mils. And from then on, Jim Ryan and his team of men have maintained it to sort of the slow side of good. Tough going, but look, hope it suits everyone. But it's nice, great covering of grass, and here we are.
It looks fantastic. The place just looks amazing, as you say. Lovely, lovely covering of grass. But it's not always that easy, is it, to please everybody?
No. The ground staff here and on every race course, like Noel Fanning, James, all the guys down along, they do a super job. It's very difficult in this climate to just to get tracks where you want them, especially for these big jumping horses. But look, they've done a good job, I think, and hopefully everyone else will be very happy.
I'm sure they will, Brendan, and enjoy the next few days.
I will indeed to it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so very warm good afternoon to you and a happy Easter to you and your family, wherever you are throughout the world watching Fairyhouse on Easter Sunday, of course, the eve of the big race, the Boyle Sports Irish Grand National. It's a race close to everybody in Ireland. It's part of our fabric, part of our history, the Irish Grand National, 3 miles and 5 furlongs. It'll be a tremendous spectacle here at the County Meet venue tomorrow, and here are the runners and riders, 30 of them, for the 2019 running of the Boyle Sports Irish Grand National. Number 1, Toot A Per Me, Sean Flanagan for Noel Mead.
Number 2 is Dunicos, the first of 12 runners for Gordon Elliott. Keith Donoghue rides.
3, Jury Duty, Robbie Power.
Twice a Leinster National winner, will he be an Irish Grand National winner? Number 4, Pair of Brown Eyes, Willie Mullins and Paul Townend.
He was favourite for the race last year, part of the scene early, 5 total recall, classy horse, Munster National winner, Ladbrokes Trophy winner at Newbury, will have the valuable assistance of top amateur Patrick Mullins.
No questioning the ability of this super racehorse. Number 6, Shattered Love for Gordon Elliott and Davy Russell.
She's the only mare in the race. Liberty Council, Blue Sea Cracker, the last mares to win the Irish National. At Trois Phil, Tongue Strap, number 7, will have the assistance of the brilliant Rachel Blackmore.
Number 8 has done ever so well since joining his current stable, Acapella Bourgeois for Willie Mullins and Johnny Burke.
Number 9, Annie, second now, beautifully trained by our own Ted Walsh to win at Cheltenham. Mark Walsh, he might be 7 pounds higher, but he still could be a sleeper. Annie, second now. Number 9, can he win the National?
Number 10, yet another of this huge Gordon Elliott squad. Conor Brassel claims 5 off Monbeg Notorious.
Number 11 will be put to sleep by ace amateur Derek O'Connor. Has all the age, tongue strap, cheek pieces, but he was placed in a Gold Cup. Manella Rocco, number 11.
Number 12, what a great story this would be. The much-loved trainer Liam Cusack preparing Snugsborough Benny, a thorough stayer in the hands of Dennis O'Regan.
Number 13 for the Boyle Sports Irish Grand National is the chosen mount of Ruby Walsh, Borough Saint. That surely is a tip in itself.
He was the winner in 2018. Will he be the winner in 2019? Number 14 is General Principle, looking to double up for Gordon Elliott, this time Dona Mela.
Number 15 in the Irish National is Avernios, Anya O'Connor, Enda Bolger.
Was in the shake-up last year. Number 16, Isle of Hope and Dreams, Willie Mullins and Danny Mullins.
Jody McGarvey's on number 17, Blow by Blow.
Number 18, a dual Grade 1 winner earlier in his career, Valsalido for Henry de Bromhead and Hugh Morgan.
Number 19 in the National, Woodswell, Brian Cooper.
Number 20, Say Jersey, Katie Farrell removes 5 pounds of the burden. Willie Mullins trains.
Number 21, Out Sam, Brian Hayes, Key of the Door.
22, Gun Digger, the tongue strap, the cheek pieces, Gordon Elliott, Jack Kennedy.
Jockey trainer second in the entry equivalent. Will they be whispering in the breeze tomorrow? Number 23, Paddy Kennedy.
24 is the Bull, Roaring Bull, Gordon Elliott and Luke Dempsey.
Number 25 for the National, Forever Gold. This would be a popular winner. Placed last year. He'll be staying on when the others have cried enough. Forever Gold, Adam Short.
26, the minimum 10 stone for Bellow Mome, Willie Mullins and David Mullins.
Number 27, Kimberlite Candy, Richie McLaren.
28, Measure of My Dreams in the cheek pieces for Gordon Elliott and Mark Enright.
Number 29, Shady Operator, JJ Slevin won the race last year, riding for his first cousin, Joseph O'Brien.
And number 30 of 30, he's in. It's Argrisht for Joseph O'Brien and Andrew Ring.
What a race. The reserves didn't get in, of course. They're betting 9-1 the field, and he's second now. It's a wide open race. We'll be talking about the National throughout the programme with Jane and, of course, with Katie and Robert and Ted as well. Can Ted win a National yet again, of course? Happy on so unlucky. Comanche Court landing the spoils. It's a wonderful, wonderful race. We'll have lots more from Fairyhouse after the commercial break.
helps everyone, jockey and trainer, gets that bit confidence behind them. But this horse was good. He jumped, he travelled well from a long way out now. You can see from the time they jumped off, there was the first 5 or 6 that were handy away, and the next bunch were flat at the boards everywhere, it seems. So
tell me something. I mean, Fairyhouse is so, we've got a lot of horses here running over the next 3 days that ran at Cheltenham. 2 totally different tracks. Now this is all downhill virtually from Ballyhack, whereas Cheltenham you had that wonderful colour up the hill. Does form work out?
I think it's very different. We want to see a lot of horses here that have ran in Cheltenham. Even Meg Lecan that runs today ran in Cheltenham and then went to Aintree and then bounces back here like for Fairyhouse. I mean, that's only 2 weeks, is it? He comes back here, and I mean, you say it's downhill, but it doesn't ride downhill. I mean, myself and Jane were just talking about the bumper track. There's a bit of a sneaky turn when you leave the back straight there.
You don't watch yourself. Katie Walsh will be behind me, and she'll get me close home to the line.
Yeah, right. That's cheap coming from her. But no, this is a fine track. We were just saying 3 horses in the national tomorrow, 3 fences up the straight, beautiful jumping track. You have to jump here. If you don't jump, you don't win. And 3 fences up the straight. I don't know how much downhill is in it. It might get away for you for a stride or 2, but when you face in, you still have those 3 bad boys looking at you. It's a long way from home.
The way it should be. Here's Tom.
Yeah, Roberto, absolutely glorious sun-drenched scenes out here in the Fairyhouse betting ring. 3 days to go. The tug of war starts here with this 220, this big field novice handicap hurdle. Loads with chances in here. Let's have a look through them. This is how they bet, Brian Gleeson. Roxboro Road for Ted with the blinkers on today. Back over hurdles for the first time in ages. Good win the last day over fences. Comparable mark. Must have a chance. The market says so. 6-1. 13-2 Dava Star. The same price the big lens. 8 Avellino here. 8-1 Christopher Robin. But just look a little further down the list. I'll bring your attention to a couple of these who would appear to have chances based on the overnight market moves. Number 9 Weihnachts is a horse making his handicap debut this afternoon in the hands of the consistently brilliant Rachel Blackmore, being backed at around about 12-1 each way. And the other one who's not on the list there but is worthy of at least a glance, number 7 the Dabbler, Dennis O'Regan teaming up with Liam Cusack, who of course tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock in the Royal Sports Irish National will be going to war with Snugsborough Benny. Could this be the kickstart for a magnificent 24 hours or so for that duo? The Dabbler 14-1 from 25-1. So 2 each way horses here in a market headed, as you see, 6-1 each of 2 by Dava Star and Roxboro Road. But the 2 being nibbled at each way, the Dabbler number 7 and number 9 Weihnachts.
Resting race to get us underway. The runners on the way down to the 2.5 mile start, and we had a peep at them in the paddock. Dava Star, one of the first that we got a look at, and this fella trained by Gavin Cromwell. Well, Gavin of course had that wonderful day with Espoir d'Alon, 15-length winner of the champion hurdle, but this fella is an improver. He's run 4 times over hurdles. He's getting better. He was a very easy winner last time out at Wexford, helped by the fall of the favourite 2 wide, I think, when a danger. Big chance.
5 is Avellino. Avellino hasn't run. No, 12, sorry. 12 was my own horse here. That's Roxboro Road. Yeah, fine, big, good-looking horse. Full brother the horse will run the National tomorrow. He's a smashing-looking horse. Stick the blinkers on him. He likes to be hanging on to a bit. He won a novice chase at Leopardstown his last time up. He's quite capable of winning off 107 or 8 or 9 if he put his best foot forward. Hopefully it's today. He won a poor race at Ballinrobe. Just hangs on to a bit.
Number 4 is next. This is the big lens, trained by Gordon Elliott and ridden by Luke Dempsey. 4th here back in February. Not great the last day. He's going to have to up on form, but this is a wide open handicap.
The next we get a look at is number 5 Avellino for Dermot McLaughlin, one of many handicap debutants in here. She was a dual bumper winner for him, and was no match for Stormy Ireland when last seen in Killarney, but that was enlisted company. This drops in class. When she's right, she's talented.
Christopher Robin is the next we're going to look at, number 10, and he's trained by Joseph O'Brien, who had the opening winner. He's ridden by J.J. Slevin. He's a son of Camelot. He's making his handicap debut over hurdles today. He won one small race on the flat for Aidan. That was at Limerick. Kept on really well though at Wexford last time out to win his maiden.
Number 1 is the highest rated horse in the race and probably the classiest horse, but he was no match when they ran in the good novice behind Commander of Fleet at Leopardstown. He was no match at all. But back in Handicap Company and Ordinary Company, he beat Young Ted and faced the Fax at Naas and did it nicely, and he beat Kitty Corey and Sonder in France before that. one of them horses that came from Guy Charel, and there could be he could be thrown in here. He's a hard horse to assess.
Ted, you stuck the blinkers on. You said he hangs on to a bit. Just tell us a little bit about that now.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you run him along, you always feel there's a bit more in the tank than he's given you. He runs around a little bit. When he won at Ballinrobe, he got there and then kind of half pulled up in front. Disappointing the next time at Ballinrobe. And then a few runs over fences. Ran a stinker below in Tramore now. Hated Tramore, never travelled at all. Ran better at Punchestown, and then he ran all right at Clonmel as well. And then he won a race for horses rated 0 to 1 or 9 or less over hurls at Leopardstown. A good few of the fancied ones fell. He always give you the feel that there's plenty there, but when you go for it, it's just like you say, is the tank empty? But it's not, because he takes nothing out of himself. He comes home fresh and well. Stuck the blinds on him, thinking that maybe they'd help Mark a little bit, that he wouldn't have to be as aggressive on him. He thinks they'll help him as well too. He's definitely going to win a couple of races. He's off his mark in them sort of races. He's quite capable of winning a race or two, and particularly over fences. He might improve a bit too. He's a 6-year-old, good-looking horse, and he's been mined. It's about time now he started to get his finger out and done something.
Whereabouts is Roxboro Road?
Roxboro Road. I'm in Limerick.
That's Limerick.
Oh, Limerick, yeah. Most of JP's horses have connection. Like Colbert Station is in Limerick, Roxboro Road. Any second now is not, but I mean, they're most of them names, but Roxboro Road is in Limerick.
Another one with the blinkers on is Joseph O'Brien's Christopher Robin, and similar to what Ted was saying, I think he likes himself a little bit and minds himself. JJ Slevin looks like he's going to jump off handy away, because he's not a horse that likes to get too crowded, and he won a maiden down in Limerick over 11 furlongs for Ballydoyle, and
the blinkers helped him that day, didn't they?
They absolutely did, and Joseph he won with him the last day, but I think Handicap Company might do him the world of good as well. He's just getting a lot of experience under his belt. He's the son of Camelot. There's no reason to say, he's the only 4-year-old in here, that he shouldn't improve.
It's a nice start here, I must say. You walk out, you turn left in a fine big straight. And who's starting today? It's probably Joe, is it?
Yeah. It's easy to get a position, isn't it?
Yeah, it is nice. I mean, there's good communication with the lads. You know, it's not going to happen sharp and quick. Sometimes Punchestown, I don't know, something about Punchestown, everyone's revved and it's a short straight and everyone gets into that posse quick. But you walk out here, usually now, everyone's obviously happy enough. So, but sometimes what happens is they make you turn left and walk back up and straighten up. But everyone seems to be happy with it to turn right. So,
Richard Pugh is our commentator. Richard, anything catch your eye?
It's a pretty tricky contest, isn't it? Fascinated to hear Ted's thoughts on Roxboro Road. I'll be interested to see how he runs. I think I'd have to agree with Umbron Mija, just because he was disappointing at the Dublin Race of the Festival. Finished 13th on that occasion, but came with a reputation. Won first time for Henry de Bromhead. Hugh Morgan takes 7 off, and he just may be thrown in. So if I was forced to have a bet, and forced I would need to be, it would be Umbron Mija for me. But I might save my money for we've 3 wonderful days action, and we've a few fancies later on over the number of days. They're just making their way down towards the 2.5 mile start here. 2 non-runners, 15 and 16 don't go. Peterstown and Shimmer and Shine, which leaves us with a field of 15 for the Yorkshire Sauce, the YR Sauce Novice Handicap Hurdle, over 2.5 mile, as they make their way steadily forward. Won last year by Nobody Home. Chris Timmins aboard for Eddie Cawley. 10 flights ahead of them. That's it. Racing for the YR Sauce Novice Handicap Hurdle over 2.5 mile, and Aussie's Way towards the inside is one of the first to show, with right up there too the Caddy Rose, and they're being followed towards the wide outside by Umbron Mija, and Darver Star is in that group too. Also showing prominently is the big lens, with the green cap with the white star of the McManus Silks, the red cap that's Vinox, and the other McManus runners in the white cap is Roxboro Road. They keep pretty close company as they go out over flight number 1 before they make their way on the turn into the straight first time, and it is Aussie's Way who leads with Darver Star. Towards the outside is Umbron Mija, and they're being followed just in behind towards the inside by Roxboro Road, and further back behind this one towards the near side is the big lens. Vinox is next, Christopher Robin is on the inside, the Caddy Rose is next, and they're being followed by Road Warrior. Then upgraded is towards the inside, the sheepskin noseband. Avellino is back in the field with the Dabbler. The grey is Asbury Boss is wide, and they're being followed by British Art and Megabucks, who are the back pair. So they make their way out over the first of the two flights in the straight and make their way on up towards the one which will be their last next time. And in the centre, it's Darver's Star with Jonathan Moore aboard. Over towards the far side is Aussie's Way, in the colours of Tim Conroy, who lifted the Irish Grand National in those silks back in 1999 with Clee Blad. Over on the near side is Umbron Meej and the Jigginstown silks, and they're being followed just in behind. And Asbury Boss was awkward over that one, the grey. Brian Cooper giving him a reminder as they head up to pass the post. Darver Stars in the centre. Towards the far side, Aussie's Way. Towards the near side, Umbron Meja. This trio would have given the judge something to think about that time around. They're being followed by two of the McManus runners. On the inside is Roxboro Road, the full brother to Any Second Now, who'll be a leading fancy for the National tomorrow. The Big Lens is next, then Vinox with Christopher Robin on the inside. They're being chased by the Caddy Rose, who's next, and then towards the inside, Upgraded, Road Warrior and the Dabbler, and they're being chased by Asbury Boss and Avellino, and then towards the inside is Mega Bucks, and last of all is British Art. Going out over the first of the two climbing flights away from the stands. Good jump on the outside by Umbron Meja, mistake by Mega Bucks back in the field. Aussie's Way is on the inside of Umbron Meja, Darver Stars between them, and they're being chased by Roxboro Road, who's close four. On his outside is the Big Lens, and they're being chased by Christopher Robin. Vinox is next in the field as they go out over this one and make their way now into the turn across the top of the track again. Megabucks wasn't foot perfect, but it is Umbron Meja has just gone on now by a length or two to Darver Star in second. Aussie's Way, Dennis Hogan third on the inside, and they're being followed on the inside in the white McManus cap of Roxboro Road. Mark Walsh bidding for a quick double. The Big Lens and Luke Dempsey just outside. Christopher Robin is next in the yellow sleeves under JJ Slevin. Just outside this one is the red cap of the JP McManus silks. That's Vinox and Rachel Blackmore. Road Warrior and Jack Kennedy next. Jonathan Burke down the inside on Upgraded in the sheepskin noseband. Wide out is the Caddy Rose and the Stars under Sean Flanagan. Just behind is the Dabbler and Dennis O'Regan. Asbury Boss is the grey with Avellino on the inside. Megabucks towards the inside of this one again, and British Art is wide towards the back of the field. They go towards flight 6. Umbron Meja is over in front as they take that one from Darver Star and Aussie's Way, and they're being followed by Roxboro Road within the centre. The Big Lens, the Caddy Rose, the Dabbler's trying to make a forward move on the wide outside. The Road Warriors in mid-division. Christopher Robbins just lost a position, being followed by Upgraded, who's next. Avellino's back in the field just behind the Dabbler, and towards the inside is Mega Bucks, who's next. They're being followed by British Art as they now make their way down along the side of the track and head towards the next four from the finish, and it's Umbron Meja from Aussie's Way in second. The one that's tailing off is Asbury Boss, but Umbron Meja leads from Aussie's Way, Darver Star, and they're being followed towards the inside by Roxboro Road. Just behind these, the Big Ledge is nudged along. Upgraded is making good ground into it on the inside, and just outside this one, Christopher Robin, the Caddy Rose is wide. Road Warrior, they're pretty tightly boxed as they make their way on towards the third last in the Wire Sauce Novice Handicap hurdle. Umbron Meja just running around a little in front. Darver Star is next with on the inside Roxboro Road, who has plenty of light now. They're being followed by Vinox. Just behind them, the Big Lenge. Aussie's Way has come under pressure. Upgraded is stuck to the inside. The Caddy Rose is just getting a shake of the reins. Road Warrior looks for room. Vinox is ridden. British Art is picking up on the outside. Any one of about 8 or 10 now as they swing in, but Umbron Meja leads them in from Darver Star. Roxboro Road is back on the inside again with the Big Lens being ridden. Then Christopher Robin and the Caddy Rose, and they're being followed by Road Warrior. They straighten up now to go towards the second last, and again Umbron Meja's running around a little, but Roxboro Road is through if good enough as they clear this one, and it is Umbron Meja who's taken on by Roxboro Road over on the far side. Darver Star is next with Christopher Robin, and they're being chased by the Big Lens. Over on the near side, British Art comes home well, but now going to the front is Roxboro Road from Umbron Meja in second. Christopher Robin is back in third. Avellino staying on with British Art. Final flight for Roxboro Road, who's over from in second. An awkward jump by Umbron Meja, but it's a happy Easter to start with for JP McManus and Mark Walsh. Ted Walsh involved with this one. It is Roxboro Road, the full brother to Any Second Now, who has taken our first. Back in second is going to be Umbron Meja. Christopher Robin is next with the Caddy Rose and British Art and Darver Star. Megabucks Avellino in the Big Lens with Aussie's Way. Road Warrior and Upgraded dropped out at the finish. Vinox is coming up the straight with the Dabbler, and they is in fact the final finisher, but this one went to number 12 on your card. It is Roxboro Road, the 6-year-old by Oscar at a Pretty Niche, which is the same as Any Second Now tomorrow. Owned by JP McManus, bred by Noah McManus, trained by Ted Walsh and ridden by Mark.
Well, I hope the handicapper wasn't watching, Ted, but this fella absolutely sluiced in.
Yeah, he won well. He did win well. He travelled beautifully all the way. As I said, the only horse that looked any danger to him was the horse top weight in front. But he got a grand run through for Mark here, and he winged the second last. He travelled beautifully. That's the first time I saw him travel through a race. Mark won on him at Leopardstown and said, stick a pair of blinds on him when he's going again. And Brendan Sheridan rode him out a bit last year when he was going to ride in the charity race, and he always liked him. But he said he's hanging on to plenty. But the blinds definitely woke him up, and he went about his job well, handled the ground well, and jumped the last well. Mark's in tip-top order. And Mark was full of confidence on him because he never panicked, even when they came back in, as you girls would know, down the hill. He never got anxious to come out. He was quite happy that he was going to get a run through, and he wanted it, and he's done it really well. Noreen, who bred him, I'm sure you're not here today, Noreen, but anyway, you can have one on me now after this. This is a good win. He's bred by the McManuses. They had the dam, and many years ago, I rode maybe the great-grandmother for Austin Leahy, a mare called Hourly Rate, to win the Thurles one day, and she's the grand-dam, if she's not the great-grand-dam of all these. He's from the same family as Time for a Run. Great to have a winner here at Fairyhouse at the Easter meeting, and brilliant altogether to have one for JP. What an honour to have. He makes life a lot easier, but he jumped the second last brilliant and jumped the last well, and he's going to win more races. Handicapper grab a hold of him here, he's entitled to it.
Well done, Ted. You go and welcome your winner back. Here's Andy.
Well, from Leopardstown to Cheltenham and Aintree, Walter, you're having winners absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, it's going great, Andy. Thank God. Long may it continue.
7 grade 1 so far this year, and Ted having a good season himself as well. And this horse you very easy there today.
Yeah, he done it well. He's after going up a lot. He was a bit weak in his mind start of the season, but the blinkers and cheek pieces the last time. Blinkers there really made a man out of him now. It just helps him concentrate, and Ted had him in right form.
He looks a plenty big horse. There could be more to come.
Yeah, definitely. His last win was a beginner's chase, so his options, he can go hurdling or chasing.
Very good, and as I said, yourself and Ted are both in flying form, and you team up tomorrow with any second now in the National.
Yeah, and this is actually a full brother, so hopefully that's a good omen for the family.
Good, well done, and best of luck for the rest of the week.
Thanks, Andy.
Yeah, done it really well. And, you know, the leader we thought was going pretty well, but this fellow was sitting so pretty in behind, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Listen, he travelled great. The blinkers are a massive help. He travelled and he jumped well every step of the way. I wouldn't say even he kind of got to the front, and I'd say we all were watching here thinking that Mark maybe didn't want to be in front as soon as he was, especially a horse wearing blinkers. It's always in the back of your mind. He's wearing blinkers for a reason, and you try and hang on and maybe get there last minute. But the race kind of fell apart, and sometimes you just have to go and make those decisions. When you jump the second last and you land in front, you can't pull a horse out of his rhythm and pull him back and wait. And listen, it was great for Dad and great for Mark, and that's Keely Farrell as well that you saw leading her up. She's a Galway woman, and she's super to have her in the yard.
And Katie, he's a chaser in the making.
He is. He won his beginner's chase in Leopardstown the last day. Funny enough, I'd say he's a better jumper over hurdles, but we never really saw him travel like that before.
Here's Tracy.
Fantastic. Yes, I've just caught up with JP. A wonderful win there, and which we've just seen. Ted Walsh trained, of course, and bred by your wife, Noreen. That makes it a little bit more special, JP. Well done.
Absolutely. We don't have the dam any longer. We got rid of the dam. But anyway, nice win.
Certainly did it in style, didn't he?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, when Mark committed him, just did it very, very well indeed.
He did, yeah. He wasn't thinking of the next day, Mark. But anyway, delighted he won.
Related to any second now, as well owned by you for tomorrow in the National. It'd be pretty special, wouldn't it, to get the two?
Absolutely. Well, it's nice to get that one. And the horse tomorrow, I believe, is in good form, so fingers crossed.
Your horses are running really well at the moment, JP. You've had a great few weeks.
Yeah, thankfully, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you here. Go and enjoy that one.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks a million, JP. Thanks.
Well done, JP. An exciting few days ahead for him, and who knows, possibly another national as well. That's the big race tomorrow. There's Helen, Katie's mum, and we can get the result now with Tom.
We can indeed, Roberto. Yes, our opening live contest, the YR Source Novice Handicap Hurdle, has gone the way of that man JP McManus for Ted Walsh. And for Mark Walsh, Roxboro Road is your winner. 6-1 favourite. He was dispatched. The winning margin, 1-3-13 lengths. That's not the bingo call, that is indeed the winning margin. Second, number 1, Embrun Meacher at 9-1. And third was number 10, Christopher Robin at 10-1, but Roxboro Road, an emphatic winner, I think it's fair to say. 6-1, the odds of reward. Right, time now for us to take a quick break, and to get us there, we're going to go once again, for the first time this programme, but as we love to do so, back to the feature. This day in 2005, what was then the Powers Gold Cup, AP McCoy was on board on the day it was proven that if you sting like a bee, you should float like a butterfly.
This is a wonderful race, this Powers Gold Cup. 13 novices facing the starter. There's the mare.
Like a Butterfly. You fancy her, Robert?
Like a Butterfly was as high as 6 and 7 to 1 in the offices this morning. She's as low as 7 to 2 now. Like a Butterfly.
The first to show Forget the Past with a strong project up there on his inside. Doodladdle not far behind them.
To the last bench now. Forget the Past. One across in the big. Like a Butterfly still closing in second. They're clear of boxing leg. Forget the Past. Like a Butterfly digging deep on the far side. It's going to be closing to go to the line. Like a Butterfly gets up. Like a Butterfly. Tony McCoy snatch it close home.
Another thrilling finish here at Fairyhouse. Like a Butterfly, the mare, 11 years of age.
Well, she's one of those animals that I get an enormous thrill when she does well. She's done us proud. Christy didn't race until she was 7 when I only bought her, and recommended that I buy her, and she's done very well since.